Hello, all you risk takers and truth seekers. Welcome to Life the Battlefield, where we explore the front lines of life's biggest challenges and victories. Today, we have incredible guest joining us. Yvonne Sokias shares her journey, overcoming challenges and the keys to her success as a top influencer. Let's dive in. Let's go dive in. My guest today in studio, Yvonne. Yvonne, thank you for coming today. Thank you for accepting my invitation. You know, as I said, like, I was stalking you on the internet via my friend Chantel, and it's a true privilege to have somebody of your profile and your stature today in my studio. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
See, look, Yvonne, I don't want to go around the bush. I want to have a conversation with you.
Okay.
You know, you were 10 years influencer, in real terms influencer.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be on a market as an influencer.
Yeah.
And as you know, we discussed it before this one, there's a lot of influencers overnight. They're becoming overnight influencers, then disappear. Now, my main question everybody will ask you, why influence everyone? What happened in your life? What possessed you to become the influencer?
So it started 10 years ago.
Yes.
I was that first time typical obsessed mum.
Okay.
And I was uploading photos of my 1-year-old daughter.
Yes.
And then we got approached by a company to send clothes to my daughter and promote her on Instagram. Now, I was very biased. I didn't understand, what do you mean you're going to send me clothes? Like, it was an exciting opportunity. And I'm like, okay, I just took it. I went for it. I did it. And then from that, it led to more opportunities. And we were just getting contacted by companies. And it was just a freelance, free little thing. And one thing led to another.
Okay.
10 years later,
yeah,
and it became something huge.
Okay, can I start with this one? So, you know, there's a lot of influencers there who done the wrong by their kids, but then 10 years you're doing right with your kids.
Yeah.
How your kids respond to this, Mom, you need to do it, new advertising, new promotion, anything else? They're happy to do this, or?
Yeah, look, my kids have their moments.
Yes.
They're not always going to be happy.
Kids, yeah.
I mean, they're kids. When I tell them we're going to go to an event where it's for kids, when they're getting toys, when it's things that the kids love, they're all for it. But when it comes to things like clothes or like products, it takes a bit of time. Like, they're not... I have to work around them.
You need to work
I can't force them, and I can't make them work around me, especially when it comes to the children. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yes.
Like, yeah, because when they're little, you can get away with it, like they don't quite understand. But now they're school-age children, well, there's other priorities.
So how long it took you before you realized that actually your life is changing? Obviously, you have a different life before you took the first clothes and then the video till the full-time influencer.
I think once I was... When I first got paid, so once I realised that companies were willing to pay me, that's when I realised, okay, I'm something. Like, if I'm worth their money. Whereas before, I wasn't getting paid. My first few years, it was just building something. I didn't know where it was going to lead. I didn't think it'd become a full-time thing. But once I started getting approached with the free products to promote and get paid for it, and I'm talking big money, I'm like, okay, they obviously value me. They value my work. They value my content. And this is going to be the start of something new. So that's when I realized I would say maybe around 4 or 5 years ago was when it really, really kicked off.
So I was doing some small research.
Okay.
Yesterday I went for my son graduation, first one. So, between the waiting for the start promotions, everybody was so important over there, all the parents, this goes on.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I was waiting for the moment to start to kick off, let's just say hour ahead. I said to myself, I know I have an interview today with you. And I like to come prepared because like today I'm talking to Yvonne Sokias. Guys, I'm going to put in the comment section below the link, how you can contact Yvonne and you can be promoting your stuff. But now, my question was, you said, was 4 or 5 years ago you start get paid, and yesterday I was doing research, and one of the researchers says it takes minimum 4 years to get become paid influencer, right? Which is obviously corresponding to your timeline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, look, realistically, in the influencing world, you can start getting paid from as little as 3,000 followers. You can start...
Where to sign?
Like you can start charging from 3,000 followers as little as $75 for a single post. So really, there's not really a time frame. I guess it just depends on your quality of work. Does that make... Yeah, so it just depends on the quality of work. But when I say kicked off for me, it kicked off... I went from... Oh, how do I... Sorry.
It's okay. There's nothing wrong in this conversation.
Yeah, like I kicked off on a high.
Okay.
On a high end.
Yes.
I didn't work slow to work with the income.
Yeah, yes.
So like I did it here and I did for the first, let's say before my kids started school.
Yes.
The first 5 years.
Yes.
It was building something. All right. I didn't know where I wanted it to go. So I was building. I was doing the small paid work. But the last 4 years, it's been consistent.
Consistent, yes.
Consistent work, consistent income, consistent jobs. It's just been a timeline of events back to back every day, 7 days a week. I'm always on the go.
Well, look, it's the 10 years speaks the volume about you.
Yeah.
Right? That's what in my podcast, I have as a part of my curriculum, as a part of my lifestyle, or my other line of work when doing investigations, there's a number of influencers started high and then end up in a prison or floating somewhere. Like latest one, it's like you should be proud, guys. Those who don't know, her name is Ruby Franks, and I'm gonna put a link on a video I done about this one where she was starving her kids and she was doing the wrong to her kids and the government stepped in. And then it's on opposite me, it's Yvonne who looks after your kids. So it's possible to be the influencer mother, and as well the role model to own kids. So I congratulate you on this one.
Thank you.
Takes a lot of these things, and as well being the influencer is not easy. So let me start now. Like when we warm up, you still need coat, you still warm.
Okay, then.
I have a couple very emotional questions.
Okay.
With the fame comes the dark side of the life. Okay, and I want to hear from you now. To everybody, learn from you.
Yeah.
So this is today. It's a learning lesson.
Yeah.
10 years on the market as an influencer.
Yeah.
Once when you become influencer, give me the few things you experienced negatively on you or on your kids when you start hitting off, the TV stations, radio stations, being featured in many articles and across, I saw.
Yeah.
What's the dark side of being an influencer? What is Yvonne's dark side? I want your honest response.
I haven't had it easy.
Okay.
I haven't had it easy at all. From when my youngest daughter was born, there was a lot of bullying. So it just started with a lot of online bullying, and I didn't quite understand it back then because I wasn't big. Yeah. But it came from, look, I hate using the word jealousy. Because
I'm going to use for you, jealousy.
I hate that word because are they jealous or are they not? But then their actions show jealousy.
Yes.
And even if they're in denial, because they are so in denial, I've experienced people acting like my best friend. All right. And not just once, twice, multiple times, they just cling on. They cling on, act like your best friend, and then they come with me to opportunities. They learn my contacts. And then I realize, wait a second, they're not friends because they can't even be there for me, for my achievements. Like my best friend is here right now supporting me, right? Where was my best friend at the time of 5 years supporting me? There was excuses. So it took me a while to realize, well, hold up, you're not friends. I've cut them off cold turkey, and cutting them off cold turkey led to seeing the dark side, how they are now reacting to me ghosting them. And if I'm the bad person, I'm the bad person. At the end of the day, I'm protecting myself, I'm protecting my page, and I'm protecting my kids. I don't need bad, toxic people in my life. And over the last few years, I've realized I will cut anyone off that uses me. Because at the end of the day, you can try and get my contacts, you can try go to those events, but it will not continue once I cut you off. Where are you now? Where are you now?
You know, it takes a lot of courage to say this, what you're saying right now.
I've got no shame, because you know what? The truth is out there. People can see it.
I'm money for this, because people like to always, I say again from my point of view, before even I started my business, Inside Intelligence, because this is my third business.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of promises. People are there for you. They try to steal your brain and everything else. But one thing what I learned, and congratulate you guys, everybody else, if you like to more clarity and be more guided and mentored by Yvonne, I'm going to put in comment section below the link how you can contact her. But one thing what you educated all of us today, your hard work needs to be protected. And number two never can be number one. So they go for the events, they try to steal your content, your brain, but they cannot be Yvonne.
No.
You know what I mean?
They can try.
Yeah. And I congratulate you on that showing the courage today displaying in this interview. So when the kids say be bullied, everything else, it is jealousy, no question asked. Absolutely, it's a jealousy. So when you rose to the fame, and I mean, how was your typical day looks like? You know, you open emails in the morning and it's like, welcome Vault, Yvonne, she's ready to take it some stuff.
Yeah.
Or how your typical day looks like as an influencer?
Okay. So first thing, I wake up and I post my jobs. I post 1 to 2 jobs every day.
Okay.
And I have to do that every day in order to stay on top of it. Okay. Unless there's jobs that are scheduled in, that's another story. Yeah. So I post, I engage on people's posts, share my love. Mm-hmm. I check my emails, check my DMs, make sure I've responded to everything. I then have everything on my calendar. So my phone has everything about the months ahead with my timing, what I'm doing. So once I do all that, then I take the kids to school.
Okay.
So like my kids know, like I had to also teach my children about my side of things. So my kids are very independent. They pack their own school bags, their lunches. Sometimes they even walk themselves to school. So they work really well with me as well. So either I take them to school, they walk to school, and then I come home and then I train. Mm-hmm. So I do half an hour session at least 3 times a week as well, just for my mental health and for me. And I like to just keep that separate to my work. I come back home. If I'm not at an event or a booking, I just get content done. And then from that, it's just picking up the kids, then doing content of the kids and their work.
So if I may ask you something, it's possible to be done, right? I know that like it, but what you're demonstrating today, it's that, I'm excited. Oh. What you're demonstrating today, it's that impossible, it's possible.
Of course it's possible.
2 kids, doing the content, making clients happy. When I say happy, in terms that you're doing the content for them, the promotion, everything else. Do you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning or later?
Sorry, what?
What time you wake up in the morning?
Between 5 to 6.
I see, that's what I wanted to hear it, honestly, because everybody promoting all these big online gurus who makes you very rich and successful if you pay them $49.95 per month, everybody. And they say wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, so you wake up between 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So you plan your week ahead, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I plan months ahead. Like I'm already planned out until end of July. Yeah.
End of July.
End of July.
Jeez, that's a long term. That's like another 6 weeks, you know. I mean, I think
there's a lot. Yeah, I've had to plan it. Like it's even as planning as saying like 9 o'clock, Yvonne, go gym. 9:30, do content. 10 o'clock, you need to be here. Like I plan the hour by hour.
What a part of your children can move your schedule away? What can need to happen for your schedule to change?
It's only if my kids are sick,
yeah,
or they have an assignment.
Yeah,
that's when I will pause a job. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this after school. Get your school things done first. We'll do that job tomorrow, or an extra hour on the weekend. That's the only time if I ever have to change anything.
I like what you're saying, because this is what I I always say to people, like, maybe I have my OCD, I'm the double Virgo, and, my background is military. I love to organize my week at least 7 days ahead. Not like you, that's far away.
Yeah.
But one thing I learned that the moment you start moving your schedule around, you start getting these discrepancies in life when you're falling behind with your schedules, with your content creation, visiting friends, family, whatever it is. So, like, I'm very, very proud very grateful that you share today with us that organizational skills are very, very important.
So important.
So in 10 years' time, I can see, like, let me ask something very light now, on a lighter note, which is the food, right?
Yeah.
I can see you eating a lot, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's like
I love food. I'm Greek. We love our food.
Our mutual friend Chantel and you, like, when I see the videos, you guys out, I said to myself, God, these girls enjoy. Now, obviously, you don't pay for the food, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't pay for it.
Okay, you don't pay for the food, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about this one when you walk now in restaurants, people call you to eat in their restaurant and you don't need to pay? Is the difference in your taste buds? There's a different tingling in your mouth, or is like...
I'm used to it.
Oh, okay.
I'm used to it. Like, I'll give you an example.
Yes.
I told my dad to come with me once.
Yes.
And
he says, no!
He's like, Yvonne, it's awkward. I'm so awkward. How can I just walk in and not pay? I'll go, it's the norm. Yeah. It's the norm. Like, it's funny. But yeah, no, I'm used to it now. And they know what they're doing. Like, they're confident.
Yes.
Like, it's not awkward for anyone. But yeah, no, it's exciting.
There's a big competition. That question leads me to something else when I want to discuss with you. Your content is truly something I really enjoying. As I said, like, I'm stalking you for some time with approval of friend Chantel.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm just stalking. But thanks to our friend Chantel, I'm stalking you online. And I will never dare to approach you because I don't know how to approach, in person, like your profile. I just say, hi, my name is Mario, and let's go do it. What is the best approaches to you people can have on a social media to you do content for them? What's the worst experiences you have when people ask you? So the good side of the people approaching you, the bad side people approaching you to do content creation for them.
The good side is, look, people are pretty approachable. People approach me quite easy. Like, they either email me, I love your page. I would love to work with you. What are your rates? Can you follow this brief? Can you do what we require? And, I'm pretty approachable. Yes. And as well, like, I'm always willing to work with them and give what they want as well as what I want. So it's very simple. It's not really hard to approach me because I'm always like, I respond within a few hours.
Okay.
Like, I don't ever like hold it. If I hold it, it's because there's an emergency.
You're a very organized person.
Yeah, I will. I don't leave, like, that gives me OCD. I can't leave an unread message without me replying.
Okay.
Whether it's a yes or a no, or like, yes, I would love to, but like, I need a few weeks because I'm booked up at the moment, I will always give an answer. Mm-hmm. What was the other question?
The other question was like, what's the worst or most negative approaches you have to do the content creation? Because of being woman, right? Obviously you get very, maybe I'll say rude or negative offers to become influencer.
I haven't had negative offers.
Really?
Yeah,
why is that? Tell me why is that? I'm very curious now. Is this because of your content creation or because you are leaving that impression as a very professional person?
I definitely have a high reputation, and I've never experienced a negative approach with any business. Like 10 years, like hands down, I've never been approached in that way. Yeah. It's either they approach me because they want to work with me, or I approach them because I want to work with them. And as far as it goes, if they don't want to work with me, it's because I either don't fit their brief, and that's fine. Not everyone does, or they don't have any spots open at the moment.
Yes.
And that's fine. Like, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not the look that they want, and that's fine, because if I'm not, the person next to me will be. Yeah. And there's space for everyone.
Okay, that's actually, it's a competition. It's a big. That's my question. That's why I'm trying to lead to this one. Competition, it's huge. Like, there's a lot of, so like, when I was doing yesterday research, I saw people become the influencers. They're pushing their the limits.
Yeah.
And they disappear, right? I know in the podcasting industry, I've done my own study, it says between 5 to 7 episodes in podcasting, people do then disappear, right? There's the differences between now and during the lockdowns and everybody's at home, but you are consistent. Now, how do you react when you see competition? Or what would you tell other people when they're in arena of the being influencers and how to deal with the emotional level with the competition? Okay.
One thing you said was, how do you react when there's competition?
Yeah.
First of all, what competition? There is no competition.
Okay.
I don't need competition because I'm in my own lane. People that are doing influencing, they're in their own lane. They're doing their own thing. They're trying to achieve what they want to achieve. I'm not here to achieve or to duplicate or to copy what they're doing because I've got my own vision. My vision is, look, my vision, I'm already here.
Yes.
This is already one vision that I've already now targeted.
Mm.
And that is not their vision.
You know, many people don't say this.
Really?
No. I'm advising many companies on level of competitive intelligence.
Yeah.
And I always say to why are you chasing your clients? Sorry, your competitors. I apologize. Why chase your competitors? Because even if you want to know what they're doing, they're already 2 steps ahead. Plus, you're not living in their head. Right?
Yeah, no.
I mean, that's what it is. And I'm glad that you say that you don't have competition. And you know how lightly you are looking after yourself because you said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
As I said to you, everybody try to be in the nose and everybody throat on social media.
100%.
You're doing this very subtle. So let's go continue talking about competition. You said there's no competition, and I'm very curious why you don't feel that there is competition in your life.
There's no competition in my life. I'm here just to focus on what I want in life. I'm here to focus on my dreams and my goals. What people do doesn't concern me. Whether they are trying to copy, whether they are trying to be me, or whether they're just trying to leech off to my image. That's on them. That's not on me.
I'm surprised on your profile there's no link OnlyFans. So what type of influencer you are if there's no OnlyFans link? I see a lot of did you make it laugh? Okay, there's a lot.
I would never go there. What?
Yeah, that's what I say. Okay, so jokes on the side, but in reality, it's a true element of many profiles I'm seeing. I'm the influencer doing this, and this, but yet I have the OnlyFans link now.
I'm sorry, you can have sex appeal, but you don't have to be on OnlyFans. You don't.
Okay.
I mean, why can't you do it in a more modest and appropriate way on Instagram? Why do you need to go on OnlyFans? Unless you're desperate for cash.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah, but that doesn't last long. You know what? One thing I say to everybody, in my line of work, internet doesn't forget. You can delete your content, but everything stays on the internet. What's the internet stays forever.
Well, that's true.
And the people forgetting that OnlyFans is not a day for make you money; it's making somebody else money. There are people behind, and whatever you're doing now is going to reflect a little bit later. So that's for me. It's very, very, very good what you say right now. If you want to have a sex appeal, it's one thing, and the one thing is OnlyFans. Now, I have a couple very rude questions now. About fitness.
About what?
Fitness.
Fitness, okay.
Okay. As I say, you're seeing a lot. You're seeing the influences differently than I see, or maybe Chantel.
Yeah.
Our friend Chantel. But there's a lot of those coaches and a lot of these influencers, let's go say in fitness area, right? Which I think it's a lot of this, it's a biggest BS, I would say, you know what I mean? But yet they're promoting all these programs for $29.95 online. They're doing these things. Look at me, how I look like and anything else, right? I found this difficulty. How do you seeing the influences in the fitness area, the arena? Because that is directly selling the body. And I can see the bottoms selling everything, you know what I mean? And the boobies and the lingerie.
Yeah, look, I can't judge.
Okay.
That's something I can't judge what people do. You know, if that's what they're doing, either doing it because they really are into gym and fitness and, you know, all about their supplements, or they're just doing it for attention.
Okay.
You know, it's not an avenue I've ever gone down. Like when I do fitness and work on my health, I do it in a motherly manner. I don't know.
What's the biggest mistake you've seen that people do when they go into the arena of being influencers?
The biggest mistake?
Yeah. Or what would you suggest somebody what to think about before they embark on that journey to become influencer?
They need to just know who they are.
Can you explain?
Like when you are... Hang on, sorry, it's just...
That's okay. You know who you are, like, you know,
Yeah,
when we talk, you and I talking about your product, you're very, very focused on yourself. But that's to say that you being humble makes me very happy, because you don't care for other people doing, how they're doing, but yet, you know, you're not focused on others, but you're focused on yourself. And my question is straightforward. What will be your tip for everybody before embark on a journey to become an influencer?
Well, yeah, okay. So you do need to be humble. You do need to be understanding. You do need to have patience. You can't really you can't be there thinking you're better than everyone and thinking that just because you have a certain amount of followers or you have an image that you're better than someone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like in that direction?
Yeah. I'm going to share something with you. So recently I went for my trip almost 4 weeks overseas, and I decided to do my vlog.
Okay.
I was thinking that are going to be very easy for me, but let me tell you, it was such a pain.
Okay.
It was a pain because, you know, either one day I didn't done enough B-roll, second day I gone into my philosophical thinking about events around me. But one thing on a plane, the cabin next to me was a couple doing their recording.
Okay.
And then I walked further down in an area where the drinks are serving, and I talked to the flight attendant, and she says to me, "Are you carrying the camera as well?" I was like, "Yes." She says to me, "There's another lady doing in corner there." I thought to myself, how many people doing the content on the plane? This is my very first time. I felt embarrassed, because I try to hide myself and hi, I'm on a plane. But the thing is, there's becoming the influencer. It's more than just thinking about how we're going to make the money. It is the job of dedication, everything else. You're dedicated to this.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming an everyday thing. Everybody wants to do it. Even if it's not influencing, it's more like the content creating, their own personal experience. Like you could see those people filming on the plane, but it could be for themselves, because everyone's doing it. You open up TikTok, you open up Instagram, everyone's doing travel. Everyone's filming their everyday moves, creating something from it and hoping that it does lead to something.
That's a good observation. I said always on my videos, I have no sponsors, and I say I'm my own sponsor to everything what I do.
Yeah.
But one thing you said is because on a plane, once when I posted the video, I think fly Dubai, and I said how unhappy I was because there was no crackers. They contact me, said to me, "My next time you fly, you get crackers."
Well, that's good.
Exactly. So you give me the meal, but there was no carbs. I was like, I'm the big boy. I just want something.
We all like our crackers.
Yeah, you see, that's what it is. But that was the only one thing. But it's people actually going into the big ordeals, spending a lot of money to prove that they are rich. That's what I try to make the point. I was in Paris, and I was on that river cruise, and there was a lot of men, with all this, look at me, they try to portray themselves, they're very, very rich. And I think myself, why are you doing this? What do you try to attract, right? You know what I mean? So, what is our attraction? Do you think that people will attract always good, or they're going to attract what they want to attract? Bad things?
I mean, look, honesty, yeah, if someone's going to see that whole luxe life, looking rich, looking wealthy, then it is eye-catching. Anyone wants to see it. It's a dream, but that temporary dream that you're showing isn't going to last. It's not going to be a consistent thing. It's a one-time thing. So, yeah, you're portraying something, but you're not going to be consistent. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You're just portraying a one-time experience where look at an influencer who can portray it for 10 years' time, for 10 years.
I said yes.
10 years, Yvonne. 10 years being influencer. That is a long, long time.
Yeah.
Would you consider to write a book?
I'm continuing to celebrate.
Okay. What are we going to
but
celebrate? I'm going to
I
put
don't know.
invitation down.
I'll come and bring a cake.
Okay, that's a good one. So, 10 years you've been influencer, you saw the good and bad.
Yeah.
You're working with your children, you're eating in restaurants, yet you're a very humble woman. You know what I mean? Why is that? Why didn't you walk today to this door and say hold my coat, or give me my sparkling water with a fresh,
Well, I did tell Chantel to bring me my drink.
Okay. Chantel, we're going to use a Chantel.
No, but she's like my sister, so I'll do the same for her.
She is a beautiful person. Yes, she is. I know she's with us in studio. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see behind the lights, but Chantel, she's
my hype girl.
Yeah, hype girl.
No, in all honesty, I came nervous.
Okay.
She was there to calm me down. I'm just a normal person.
You're nervous to come today?
Yeah.
Here to do the podcast.
I'm not myself.
Okay.
I'm not this
This is not your environment.
high roller BITCH.
Yeah. Okay.
I do feel. I do get nervous.
Yeah.
In anything I go to, any opportunity, I'm just a one person. I'm just a mother. I'm just a woman.
You remind me of somebody who's called Miyamoto Musashi. He's a very famous swordsman in 16th century in Japan. He killed about 60 people in different duels. And he wrote something was called Doku. And he talks about 21 principles of life. And one of the things you consistently talking about yourself. And he said, look lightly about yourself. And you continuously, consistently displaying that humbleness in you. I didn't saw from the moment you walk in the studio today till now this conversation that you are any shape, size or form said, I'm the special. There's a lot of, I said to you this as a man, right? As a man, I know my worth and I know what I have in my life. And the one thing I'm seeing with you, you never portraying, look at me, I have money, I'm the glorious, this and that. It's all about your clients, about your friends. That's the one thing I like about you. But as a man, I'm seeing a lot of so-called influencers. Okay. Either we're talking about physical attributes, women. Look at me, I'm the special, I'm this and that, right? It's so many blonde ladies there on Instagram. Everybody's so special, I think myself, darling, really, come on, it's a big competition amongst the women. But second, there's a lot of men who try to display and show themselves how great they are in the things they are. Now, if I take into consideration my background, I always say to people, be careful what you're portraying, but this is your job. And you are doing this very well, looking after your friends. How friendship is important for you?
Yeah, friendship is really important to me.
We spoke about bad side of the influence, but now friendship.
Yeah, look, I struggled to find friends that I can trust, and it took me years. I knew Chantel for about maybe 3 years before we became best friends.
Yes.
And over the time of knowing her and a few other girls, I realized that loyalty, that they've got so much love, so much care. And it's so rare. It's so rare to find a real friendship. And you don't know what real is until you actually experience it. It's not just words, it's actions. And once you see the actions and you feel the actions, they are a real person. They are a real friend that just want to see you succeed. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
That's true, because even a professional stalker.
What kind of friend does that?
Yeah.
Tell me what friend has ever done that? Have you ever had, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever had someone organize for their friend to be here?
No.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. No, my life is a little bit different than your one, and also I lost a lot of so-called friends. The day when my son was diagnosed with epilepsy.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
People, no, it's okay now. Now he's a healthy guy. They remove half a brain, so he's okay. So, but the thing is, a lot of people drop me down, and I feel sad, pity. I met a lot of people like you did in your life. And I always say to people, doesn't matter what you experience in life, there is always tomorrow. It's hard to say this.
It is, yeah.
Hard to swallow some pills in your life. But that's like, that is this podcast about. It is about battles, trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
And you today, your humbleness, actually, what you're displaying, it's a lesson for everybody that you can be successful and yet be vulnerable.
100%.
That you can be happy who you are, and not be ashamed to say that, you're being hurt and all these things.
Yeah.
When we spoke about eating in the restaurants, which I'm truly envy, but you shall tell, every time I open, you shall tell pop out somewhere and other.
Or stay tuned tomorrow.
Yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow for the food. How do you stay fit? For any person over there, male or female, Yvonne, right now, this moment.
I love food and I love what I eat. I don't overeat. So I don't, like when I go to the restaurants and you can see a whole table of food.
Yeah.
I don't eat it all.
Yeah.
I will try every dish.
Okay.
And when it comes to, looking after myself, fitness, I love my walks. I love my beach walks. I go training at this new gym that's close by to my house. I go there twice a week. So I'm keeping myself active. And it's not just about the fitness, it's about the mental health too, because, there is a lot that's gone on in my life where I need that mental break. So spending at least like 3 hours a week is more than enough to focus on like just keeping fit, going for my walks, going to train, doing a bit of weights and looking after myself.
So
or even playing sports with my kids.
So is it ever happened to you that you've been noticing in a gym or street or somewhere, someone says like, "Hi Yvonne, I'm your follower, whatever, fan."
Do you know my kids
Yeah.
have been approached more than me?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
God.
kids, because I feel like my kids were the main image at the start.
Okay.
So my kids initially get that more than I do.
Yeah.
Now slowly, like I get a few. I was with Chantal out at a restaurant filming content, and we just see these people looking at us, smiling. And I go to her, I wonder if they're a follower.
So like, okay, before we wind up, I have a few more questions about your content. Okay, so because I know I'm aware of your time, which I very appreciate. Now, when the client comes to you, say like, I want to do work with you, and I'm just producing this hammer, right?
Yeah.
I want this hammer looks like this and this and this. Do you interfere? So like, let me present this my way, or can you coach the clients how to do better presentation of their products?
So when I get approached from a brand and they tell me what they want, that's perfectly fine as long as it fits and aligns with my image.
Okay.
So there's always a negotiation between both ends. And 90% of the time, I'm not going to get approached by something that isn't going to fit my feed, because it's got to fit their feed.
Yes.
So there's always the communication back and forth, the negotiating, making sure it works for both ends. Look, when they give me an outline of what they want, it makes my life easier.
How do you prepare yourself? Do you say like, I have a script? Do you write a script or something?
No.
Okay, it's just...
I'm very prompt.
Oh, okay.
Like, I work best when I don't have a script.
Okay.
Because then I have to learn lines. And I'm not good at that. So, like, even coming in today, I just came in.
Well, you can't have the lines with me because...
Well, with anything...
That was ambushing. I mean, with today it's
like... I've had opportunities where I've been on the Today Show, Sunrise, I've been on the radio, I've been on TV, and I literally just walk in.
But the highlight is now with my Bekes Life, the Battlefield secret location, so that's nobody doesn't know where you are.
Well,
that's it.
But when it comes to like, content creation and Brave saying, they've got big money to like UGC content, like I see my face for the last year, I've been seeing my face on a video,
yes.
It's just the quality. They love the quality of work that I produce, and they trust me. They trust that I'm going to deliver what they want.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Look, it's good to, it's good to know these things, how they work, because like people think, content creation and being influencer, it's much more than easy. And I mean, as I say again, I'm very proud, very privileged to have you today in the studio, because like 10 years, it's a long time to be in the field.
Yeah.
We experience the good and bad. You need to make the content, need to create the content, need to be using imagination and everything else. But I have the one question before the end. on all your images, your look, it's like right now here, right? But there's more makeup on your images. Who's your makeup artist there?
Chantal Rami.
Chantal. Okay, that's a good. Chantal,
Of
she was my
course,
game,
makeup artist and best friend.
Our best friend. Okay, that's a true, because Chantal, she, I really consider her as a truly as somebody who is standing behind her words, and she delivers what she says.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So how much makeup is important for the woman?
It is important,
Okay.
especially when it comes to going to red carpet events or big events, premieres. And then it depends on the product you're promoting. You're not going to wear makeup if you're doing something that doesn't require makeup.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, look, I think at this age as well, makeup isn't really like the high key.
Yeah.
Like good skin is. Like I do look after my skin. I get anti-wrinkle injections. I got lines. I do have to look after my skin because of my image. My face is everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good one. So before we go, seriously, did you ever consider to become the mentor to the younger generations of influencers?
Yeah, I have considered it.
Okay.
I have considered it. I wouldn't know where to start, but I feel like with my knowledge and the raw authenticity, I can deliver.
I will go to you. I say something, guys. You know how it's difficult for anybody to impress me. Truly, it's many people. I would say 90% of people can't impress with their life. But one thing I will say, if you tell me, Maria, organizing course, how to do content creation, I will pay. I seeing a lot in my line of work and in podcasting, there's a lot of people promising they're going to make the other people famous, they're going to create the best content and this and that. It doesn't work that way. But with you, I'll say I will gladly accept, anytime you run the course, I'll be your first student. No, honestly, because 10 years, it's a good enough consistency to say to me, if somebody knows what to do it is you, because 10 years is a long time.
Thank you.
Now, the last thing to ask you, so we spoke about these dating things, right? So let's go.
Yeah.
When couple goes for the dating, who pays for dinner? The person who called for the dinner?
Okay, it's always a person. It's okay.
Masculine side or the female side?
Well, it's more the masculine side.
Okay.
Like whether you're male, female,
Yeah.
female, male, male. It's always a masculine.
Yeah.
Like it's common knowledge.
You think that people forgot that thing that is like, who should be in charge of some things? Like,
I don't know. Did they forget or they're doing it on purpose?
oh, okay.
I think. Look, reality is the masculine one needs to pay first.
Okay.
You need to impress the woman.
That's a smile.
You need to impress the woman. Like, you need to show that you're interested. Like, you're worth money.
When I came to Australia in 98, I never wanted to come to Australia in the first place. I never dreamed to come to Australia. My government sent me Croatian government working Croatian embassy in Canberra. Anyway, I need to date somebody, but I was very cautious how I'm going to date because I didn't want to say to people what I'm doing and where I'm working.
Yeah.
But then, I have a couple of dates where, the girl will pull the mobile phone and she was calculating. She says, you have 3 slices of garlic bread. It's like, I said, I'm the man I'm going to pay dinner. She says, no, don't ask me for the mobile number. I said, why? Because they're never going to call me. It's like, what's wrong with you people here? Like, in my country, back in Croatia, man is a man.
Yeah.
Yvonne, how people can find you?
They can find me through Instagram, and I've got an email.
Yes.
That's about it.
So basically, I'm going to put the comment section below, guys, Yvonne Instagram page with her email address and everything you can find. And feel free to contact Yvonne. I'm sorry, I can't say you're going to have a 75% by quoting my name, but I know you're going to get impeccable service because 10 years, it's a lot of years, consistency of the hard work. And thank you, Yvonne, for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.